Hello, welcome to another episode of Legends of Our Time on GBC News and Ghana Television. On Legends of Our Time, we celebrate our heroes. My name is Gifty AJ. So my guest for today is a renowned radiologist. He's influential in the development and growth of the science of radiology in Ghana's healthcare. As an experienced teacher and lecturer with over 40 years' experience in radiology, he is taught in various tertiary institutions around the world, including Ghana's premier university, the University of Ghana Medical School. His specialized areas are ultrasound and conventional radiology. So my guest for today is Dr. OFORI BRAKOHIAPA, a radiologist. Hope I got the name correct.
It was all correct.
Thank you so much, Doc, and a pleasure to have you on the program.
Welcome.
Okay, so let's begin by you telling us about your early days. What kind of family did you grow in, your siblings, parents, and then how was it generally growing up?
Well, my father was a school teacher. My mother was a trader and a farm owner. And we were 6 in all.
Okay.
5 boys and 1 girl. And as a child, as I said, I grew up in the Presbyterian.
Okay.
My father was a choir master. One Sunday morning, instead of, and I was a chorister.
Okay.
Instead of going to the choir to dress up for service, I was playing football at Esehun. You know, our chief, or the Ochin has a big place where he sits in state.
Okay.
It's called Esehun. And we, the young ones, we used to play football. All of a sudden, I saw my old man coming. And at that time, as a child, I was in...
Yeah, but this cloth.
This cloth around your neck. A bokola. So I saw him first before he did. So I just ran away, ran to the church premises, and put on my...
Before?
By the time he came, I was already dressed up as a chorister.
Wow, that's an interesting story. So, Doc, how was Ghana during your time, especially where there was no electricity, no pipe-borne water, computers, telephone? How did you people manage?
Yeah, those were the days. We're using electromax. It's a sort of a lantern with a wick. So in the night, you put in kerosene and then you light it up. It will give you light for the whole house.
Wow.
Water, we're drinking water from the River Birib, which has been turned into a Galamsey pit. River Birib is no more there. You can't get any water there. We used to go to school. We would walk from home to school.
How many miles?
Not much, maybe even less than a mile.
Okay.
And my father, as a teacher, would always walk to school and back. But I actually started school at Jaso in the Asante Akim district of the Ashanti region at the age of 6.
Okay.
For 3 years, then we moved to Kibi, Kibi Government School, up to about Form 6 or class 6. In those days,
Primary 6.
primary 6, yeah.
Okay.
And from Star 6, I went to Achimota Secondary School in 1951. And after that, I went to do my 6th form at Kumasi Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology for 2 years. After that, I went to the University of Ghana for just 3 months.
Why?
Because I had a scholarship to go to Germany to study medicine.
Oh, okay.
So I just left. I wanted to do BSc. But when I got that opportunity, I said, why not? So I went to Germany, studied medicine, and even worked there after qualifying. I was there for 15 years.
Okay. So you speak German?
Yes.
Okay.
Expression Deutsch.
Oh, good.
German.
Okay.
I've not forgotten everything, but I can speak it.
Okay.
I can speak it. I came back to Ghana in 1975 to Kolebu Hospital as a second radiologist.
Okay.
The first one was Dr. Ferdinand Christian of blessed memory. So the two of us were there to the mid-70s, 75 to 81. February, I left for Liberia,
Okay.
for greener pastures. Not only I, 14 of us
Okay.
consultants left Ghana to go for greener pastures.
Why?
Others went to Saudi Arabia.
Why?
Because things were not all that easy.
In terms of what working conditions, salary, what was the problem, Doc?
Social conditions, no petrol. You had to line up for petrol. Throughout the night, if you don't take care, you sleep at the petrol station,
Okay.
looking for petrol. Commodities were scarce. I remember one time I pleaded with somebody, so I'm a doctor, I want to do it and go to serve the people. I said, you're a doctor, so what? So things were difficult. So most of us left. So I was in Liberia for 8 years.
That's good to know. Okay, please, we take a quick break now. Doc, you said you went to Liberia with some of your colleagues. How was it there? What was the experience in Liberia?
All our expectations were done. Just after a year of our expectations for greener pastures, Captain Samuel Doe caused a coup there. And so instead of American dollars, we were being paid with Doe coins. And when it was pay time, you had to take a whole briefcase to
Go for your money.
So it wasn't the best.
So you had to come back.
But we had to stay on for some time. And then I came back following the death of my mother
Oh, okay.
in 88. When I came, I entered the medical school as a lecturer. So we were teaching the residents. We joined the West African College of Surgeons,
Okay.
Faculty of Radiology, and we were external examiners. Professor Dr. Chris Cotte and myself. Dr. Chris Cotte passed on, very affable person. And later on, Professor also passed on.
Okay. So during your time, there was no way you could have done the course here in Ghana, but to travel outside the country?
There was no way. Medical school had not been formed.
Okay.
Medical school had not yet been formed. So many of the doctors in our time trained outside.
Outside. And of all the medical, the specializations in medicine, why would you want to do radiology?
Well, radiology is a very important tool in medicine. See, in the olden days, somebody would have pain in the groin,
Okay.
and they would just rush into surgery and take the appendix off. It turned out that most of these surgeries were not necessary because actually there was nothing there.
Ah,
They couldn't diagnose it properly. And so radiology is a very important medical diagnostic tool.
Okay.
Now we have diagnostic radiology and therapeutic radiology. I deal with diagnostic.
Diagnostics.
We look for the disease, for the surgeon or for the physician to treat.
So you as a radiologist and the regular guy we meet at the X-ray department, what's the difference? Because to a lay person, you all work with those machines, the X-ray machines, so we assume. What's the difference?
Yeah. We have radiographers, radiographers working with us. They manage the routine X-rays. The patient would come with a request form, and they would look at it and take the necessary X-rays. Or if it's a specialized one, which we should do, then we go in. For example, you have stomach ache. It's been bothering you all the time. It could be a stomach ulcer. So I'll take you into a machine and look at your stomach, whether there's an ulcer or not, and several other things. So, in effect, it is a must in modern medicine. Those days are gone when surgeons will just take you to surgery without actually knowing what you are having. Exploratory surgery. Those times are gone.
They are gone.
So it started in Europe even far before it started here. So, but there were constraints. We didn't have the machinery. I remember in the 70s, before I look for that lesion which is worrying you, I have to go to a dark room, adapt my eyes for 30 minutes for my pupils to open.
Wow.
Before I could see what I was doing.
That was manpower then.
The machine was almost primitive. It was a fluorescent screen.
Okay.
Later on, we got more sophisticated ones with image intensifier and a television monitor. You could see what we were doing.
Wow.
But initially, it was not easy.
And I'm sure at a point it can even affect your eyes.
Oh, yes. Our lifetime as a radiologist is 5 years shorter than the ordinary physician.
Why?
Because as we do our work, we absorb a lot of rays. And X-rays can be harmful to the body if not well managed.
Okay.
I have a lot of X-rays in me. But every month we have to check the amount, the dosage.
Okay.
If it's not too much and you are within a good limit, then you go on.
But if it's too much, what do?
You have to withdraw.
And have there been cases like that?
Yeah, I remember one radiographer dying because of exposure.
Wow.
It affects the blood cells. So it was not easy. So we got those sophisticated machines, and now we have MRIs and CTs and ultrasound, which help a lot.
But is it something that the state can also do to kind of attract people into the area?
Yeah. What the state should do is to put out more funding for more residents to be absorbed into the program. But it is limited. We started with 10 people, And even then, after that, it was reduced. So the more money the ministry pumps into it, the better it will be.
Wow.
But the interest now is there. Yeah.
Okay. Doc, we'll take our first break, and then when we come back, we'll continue with the conversation.
Okay.
So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll bring you more. Please stay with us. So again, you're still watching Legends of Our Time on GBC News and Ghana Television. My name is Gifty Ej, and my guest for today is Dr. William OFORI BRAKOHIAPA, a radiologist. Hi, Doc. Of course, you are one of the few people who began the industry in Ghana. Tell us, how did it start? You know, the history of radiology in Ghana.
Yeah. It started actually in 1951 with expatriate personnel. One Dr. Ali came to Ghana in 1951 with 4 British radiographers. So they started it, and after some time, Dr. Christian, the first Ghanaian radiologist who trained in Britain, came onto the scene. So, and then Dr. Ali and his team had a supportive staff of 8 radiographers trained in Britain. And some were also trained at the Ministry of Health X-ray training school. The Ministry of Health had a school for radiographers.
Okay.
So it continued till the time Dr. Christian came onto the scene, and they left. After that, then I came.
You being the second
Being
Ghanaian.
the second, yeah,
okay.
being the second. After that, others came. And we set up the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons with a faculty of radiology whose main aim was to train more radiologists for the country.
Okay.
As I said, 3 for each region and 2 for each district. That has been going on well. But there's still room for improvement, still more room. Because as I said, the radiologist population ratio is still very low.
Very low. So as a radiologist, practically, what do you do in terms of healthcare?
Yeah. We have, as I said, diagnostic radiology and therapeutic radiology. In diagnostic radiology, we look for pathologies, lesions, diseases of the body, and then write a report, and the patient would take it to his or her doctor for treatment.
Okay.
I remember when I was training, my first sight of blood dazed me a little. But it was just for a split second. After that, it didn't happen again. Okay. Because why? I determined that I should do it. And one of the things I was doing was to puncture a large vessel here. There's a large vessel here in the groin called the femoral artery. I would take a long needle and puncture it, and blood would be oozing. Oh. Then I would quickly put a tube inside and push it onto the arch of your heart. And even select the artery that I want to see in the brain. And so through that, we can diagnose brain tumors and aneurysms. And that aneurysm can cause death if it ruptures. An aneurysm is an enlargement of part of the vessel. See? And so if it becomes very big, it can burst. And imagine a blood vessel bursting in your brain, it will just collapse. It happened to my own niece. She was leaking little by little, until she collapsed. And she had to be flown that night to the UK for surgery. She was back and she But then now we have one Dr. Sarkodie, Benjamin Dabo Sarkodie, who has come on the scene. So now all those cases don't have to be flown to the UK again. You will just go in and block it, and then you'll be okay. Hitherto, all such cases had to be flown out of the country. So that is a major improvement.
Let's look at some of the challenges you encountered trying to have this specialization here in Ghana by way of the surgeons and the physicians center. You know, you said that was how it started, the local training.
I would say we've had good cooperation with surgeons and other physicians here because it's a teamwork. In modern medicine, you don't just rush to do surgery without knowing what we're going to do the surgery on. So we work in close collaboration. But as we said, we were not in our numbers. Imagine me doing several examinations a day at Kolebu in those days. And after that session, I would come home with 50 x-rays.
To come and analyze.
To come and analyze, report, because the next day the patients will be on me.
Lots of work.
It got to a point, and what was I doing? I wake up in the morning, just drink a cup of tea, a slice of bread, and I will go there to do all that work. So one day I just collapsed.
Overworking.
It was in the news. One of the staff, when I went to work, she came to me complaining of headache. So I said, "Oh, Maggie, wait, I'm coming." So I had to go to my office and start reporting. Then it struck me, Maggie has headache. When I went there, it had become worse. So I rushed from the department to the OPD to find a doctor for her. And just as I went there, I was falling down. So it was a nurse who came to me. "Oh, Doc, what is wrong?" So she took me to the consulting room. My pressure had shot up to 200 to 130.
Wow.
So they brought me back in a wheelchair. So all those, this is not Dr. Brako who was walking over here this morning. So it was a lot, there was a lot of pressure on us.
A lot. But did it pay, considering the amount of pressure?
Oh, yes, I mean, we were few and the work had to go on. As I said, in modern medicine, we have to do that before the surgeon can work. What we did was more radiologists. And we didn't start the postgraduate training on time, whereas the West African one started in the 70s.
In Nigeria?
In Nigeria. We were going there as external examiners and all the rest. We started ours in the late 90s, 1999 or so. But after that, of course, we've been turning out more of them now. Now they're doing very well.
You think that there's something that government should do to attract your kind of people into the profession?
Put in more resources in terms of purchase of sophisticated machinery.
Like which equipment?
We have only 14 MRIs. An MRI is a machine which doesn't use X-rays. So unlike X-rays that harm the body, it isn't so with MRI.
MRI is better.
We need more of that. We need more CTs too, and ultrasound. And so it all boils down to...
What about salary-wise? Money?
Well, we are paid just like any other physician.
But considering the workload, yours is more.
It could have been better. Could have been better, especially when you are on pension and they give a meager pension. It's ridiculous.
It's not worth it.
It's not working.
So given the opportunity, would you want to go into that same profession, or you might have a change of mind?
Oh no, it's a profitable profession. If you have your private clinic and you do ultrasound for 10 patients, you charge each 400 cedis. A day you've made 4,000.
It's better.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
What would you describe as the highlight of your career? Or
Well,
the most interesting experience you had as a radiologist?
I had the satisfaction of having trained most of the younger ones to take over.
Okay.
So even they gave me a certificate. I can show you later.
Okay. And your very low point?
A very low point was when I was among 8 African radiologists who went to train in ultrasound at Jefferson University in Philadelphia. The idea was for us to do the teaching the teachers program, so we could come back and train our people in the sub-region, even not only in Ghana, but
West Africa.
So each of us was given 2 ultrasound machines to set up an affiliate center of Jefferson University ultrasound department. So they gave me the machines, 2, and the others also, for physicians and surgeons, and continue there.
Wow.
So it was that lack of cooperation was not the best, because of the fact that there were not designated training programs. There was a lot of mushrooming of X-ray units all over the country. If you went to G, Kumasi, and you were entering, you will see photographs of pregnant women all over the place. Everybody was doing obstetric ultrasound because a woman wants to know whether she's pregnant or not. And now the possibility of even determining the sex of your unborn child was there.
Yeah.
But you need to train those people before you can do that. And it was being abused. I know of somebody who said he attended a program for 5 days and was given a certificate to do ultrasound. What we call video. So I warned him, my friend, if you do that, I will expose you. So about 16% of people doing ultrasound are not licensed. And that is to the detriment
of the profession.
Of the patient, yes.
Of the patient. What is it? Is it because the industry is not too regulated? That's why
it is not regulated.
Okay.
It is not regulated. And now they have regulated it under the radiographers. So there is some kind of regulation now, but I feel it is not the best.
It's not enough. Yeah. So what is the best then?
The best is to, as I said, if I had been given that opportunity, I was going to set up a faculty of ultrasound training.
Okay.
It can't be done by only 1 or 2 people. You need somebody to do ultrasound physics, somebody to specialize in abdomen, obstetrics, musculoskeletal, and several other parts of it. So now if I see an institution saying he's training them with 2 people, it is not possible.
It's not possible.
And what we were taught was to set up a faculty and train them. Doctors for 12 months, consisting of 6 modules, each of two months, and non-doctors for 18 months. And if that program had continued, we would have made a headway. But as I said, it was frustrated, and now, of course, there are other institutions doing that.
Yeah.
The University of Ghana is doing it with a BSc degree and an MSc. And they say they are doing ultrasound, MSc and ultrasound. And as far as I know, there are only 2 lecturers there. Insufficient.
Insufficient.
If you go to Jefferson, before an ultrasound report comes out of Jefferson, about 6 doctors, radiologists have seen it already.
It's because they have the human resource to do that.
Human resource and the subspecialty. Somebody will just choose the muscles, somebody will just choose the abdomen, and so on. Subspecialty.
So how long will it take a person to become a qualified radiologist?
You have to do your general medicine for 6 years, do an internship for 1 year, and then apply to do it for 4 years.
So that's about 11 years.
Yes.
Or even more, 12 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Let's look at Dr. BRAKOHIAPA as a man of God. Aside working as a radiologist, lecturer, you're also into ministry. What was the relation between a professional radiologist and then a man of God?
I was in Liberia, I said. See, when we went to Germany, my wife and I, we didn't go to church, even though I said I was a chorister in Ghana. For the 15 years, I went to church twice.
Why?
Well, because you go to church and the white people you will be the center of attraction. They'll be looking at you.
Blacks were not common in Germany at the time.
At the time. So we didn't go to church. When I came to Ghana, that spiritual development was almost not there.
Oh, okay.
So I would take my wife and the children to church, and then I would go somewhere else. And when I was in Liberia, something was pulling me that I should now go to church. And the church said they would make me an elder. But in our church, we don't have an elder. We have a district elder, which is a ministry.
Okay.
You can baptize and do all those things. So, okay, I accepted it. When I came back to Ghana in '88, the head of the chapel, the New Apostolic Church, Apostle Kankam, who was a friend of mine, we were college mates at Tech.
Okay.
Said, really, I want to make you a priest. So, Apostle, please wait. Wait a little.
But you were a Presbyterian.
Yeah.
And now to Apostolic.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, after 3 months, he brought it up again. I said, oh, Apostle, I'm okay. I can now start.
Okay.
So he made me a priest. After 1 year, I jumped to district evangelist.
Okay.
After another year to district elder. From district elder, you go to bishop and then apostle. So I was 2 steps away. So I combined Christianity with medicine. You know what? At times, we're building chapels in the rural areas. I was in Samankase district. Okay. I had about 100 congregations to minister to. So for 17 years, I never spent a Sunday in Accra with my wife, never. We were both every Sunday out. And the church leaders in Germany were coming to inspect our church buildings. So what do? I close from work at Kolebu, let's say 3 o'clock, come and fetch Lucy, and then we are on our way to Samankase district to see what they are doing. By the time some of the cement has been sold off, and we would drive back to Accra midnight. Wow. The next morning I have to go to Kolebu and work. Very challenging, but very rewarding.
How?
Oh, it built my spirit up. to become a better person and to wait for the first resurrection. First resurrection means Jesus says you come back and fetch those who have lived like him, those who are worthy. He will fetch them to a place where they will be safe. And then there will be 1,000-year kingdom of peace before he comes back the next time, which will be Judgment Day. But if you are part of the first resurrection, the Judgment Day has no power on you because you've been taken away already. And so all those things injured me to combine medicine with priesthood.
Okay.
But I've been retired since 2005.
Okay.
In our church, when you are 65, they retire you. I was even 70 when they retired me. At first, I didn't like the idea. I said, oh, but I can go on. But later I said, oh, I think it's okay because my boss.
But Doc, you know, people who've studied especially medicine think, I mean, there's no God. So, I mean, it's interesting for you to know that there's actually God, and so you even went into the ministry.
Yeah.
To you,
those who think
is God real?
Those who think there's no God. That's like people think there's no COVID. And COVID is killing, now it's about 1,000 something. Eh? And there are people who don't care. They won't put on their masks because they don't believe there's COVID. I mean, such mentality is not helpful. We have to live up to reality. So God is there. If you think he is not there, you just do what the Bible says. If you go and he is not there, you don't lose. But if you go and he's there and you've not lived up to it, what happens to you?
You've lost. Doc, quickly we have to go, but let's talk about your nuclear family, your wife, your kids. I mean, everything concerning your family, grandchildren.
I met my wife, Lucy, in Germany, studying. And I was the president of the Ghana Association. So I quickly grabbed her.
You grabbed her, I like that.
And we have 3 children. We had 4, but 1 passed on at the age of 18 months.
Oh.
So we have 3. 1 is in Canada. And then the second one is also a radiologist. Ah. My son, yeah. Okay. And then Nana, who just passed at Victoria.
The girl.
He has a MBA and he's working at this mining company.
Okay.
So, but before I met my wife, I had 2 children in Germany. Okay. One is in America, the other one is in Germany. Okay. So I have 5.
5 of them. How many girls and boys?
3 girls and 2 boys.
For how long have you been married to Mrs. BRAKOHIAPA?
I'm married 67, 33 plus 21. So that is 33 plus 54 years.
54. Oh, that's also a milestone.
Yeah.
So how have you been able to keep the relationship together?
Understanding. And especially when I became a priest. You have to be priest-like. She was always with me when I went to minister. One Sunday, we were going to minister to a small congregation, and there was a stream, a river, a stream. And one of the congregants just,
carried you.
He carried me. But Lucy had to stay in the car because there was nobody to carry her. So, marriage based on God, the basis of Christianity, will keep on, will flourish, and God will bless it, and products will come out of it. So one should just be humble loving, and show love to your neighbor.
How many grandchildren?
5.
5 of them. So you're now on pension, age 85 years.
85.
So what do you do?
Next month, 18th, I'll be 86.
86.
85 plus.
So what do you do on a normal day when you wake up till you go back to bed? What do you do?
I wake up, I have my cup of tea. It's a ritual. Sometimes I was adding honey, not knowing that the honey is adulterated. In Ghana, the honey is adulterated. So I've stopped using honey. So I drink my cup of tea and I eat my fruits. Please don't eat your fruits after eating your meal.
Okay.
The fruits should be eaten about an hour before.
That's the right way.
That's the right way for it to get into the system. A lot of benefit from eating fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
So the eating habit is very important. Most Ghanaians are not eating properly at the proper time and the proper food. You are going to work in the morning, so you have to get energy.
Okay.
And I showed you an example which happened to me. I was not getting the correct calories, and the work was overwhelming, so I collapsed. So when we're going to work, eat properly in the morning. At lunchtime, you top it up, and in the evening, you eat light.
Okay.
But most people tell
the other way around.
The other way. They won't eat in the morning. They may not even eat in the afternoon. When they go home in the evening, akpele or banku or fufu, all that calorie which you don't use in the night will turn into fat and outline your blood vessels in the heart, and you can get a stroke, heart attack.
Okay.
So the type of food and your time of eating is very important.
Okay. So currently, what's the new project you are working on? You're on pension though, but I know you do a lot behind the scenes.
As I said, I'm writing the history of radiology in Ghana, so they can know what happened and what is happening presently. I'm on it. I'm almost at the end.
Okay.
Apart from that, my hobby is gardening. We have a small garden back there. It is giving us tomatoes, salad leaves. Salad leaves. And those vegetables are very important. Antioxidants.
Okay.
It's very important. So if you want to keep healthy, eat your fruits and vegetables every day. Every day. And keep to your time of eating. If it's 3 times, keep it, maintain it, and have enough sleep. You are supposed to sleep at least 7 to 8 hours a day. So if you just sleep 4 hours a day over a long period of time, it will tell on you, because the heart is supposed when you are asleep. And the sympathetic which you use during the day to do everything that you want to do will go down. If you don't sleep well, this balance will not be there. In the night, when you are supposed to sleep, the vagus will turn his back on you. The sympathetic will still continue. And it controls our heartbeat, our temperature, and all those things.
Dr. Brakohiapa, let me ask you this question. So what would you say, or what were some of the principles that helped you to the top, or to become successful in your
When I was going to Germany, as soon as I reached there, my father wrote me, "My boy, learn hard, for learning is better than silver and gold. Where determination exists, failure cannot dismantle the flag of success." That was my motto. Wow. And I've been hard. I remember in those days, as soon as I finished Kolebu, I'll come to SNIT and do ultrasound. I did that for 3 years and earned 109 million to roof this building.
Wow.
But at times, from Kolebu to SNIT, I would feel that my heart wanted to come out.
Overworking. Pain.
But then I'll go there and the pain will come down. So it's perseverance and passion for work. These days, our young people get rich, quick attitude is there. And so please, I'm pleading with you. Don't let us overdo things. Don't let us Americanize our society. We copy bad things and even overdo them. Look at what is happening in our country. Rich boys killing each other. So, and then we turn to God. Every morning we do Bible studies. Every morning. It gives us a lot of thought. Today, what we really learn, it says, commit your works unto God, and He will establish you. Proverbs 16:3. Commit your works. All that you're doing, consult God, pray about it, and He will establish you. All that you're doing will become fruitful.
Doc, as a Presbyterian, what's your favorite hymn? Just sing a line for us.
I'm no more a Presbyterian.
But what's a Presbyterian? Anyway, apostolic, any hymn of your choice.
Sorry, my Astrafo. It was my signature tune in Azamakase district. The villagers, you teach them and they sing so much. I liked it.
Why? What that choice of music,
those
lyrics?
Get up.
Stand up for Jesus. It's a Methodist hymn.
Okay. We also sing it.
Okay. So why those lyrics?
Yeah, they tell a story. They inspire you to hold on to your faith.
Okay.
And move forward. To stand up for Jesus, not for other gods.
My very last question, Dr. William BRAKOHIAPA. So, should it happen, what do you want generations to come to remember about you?
They should be steadfast in everything that they do. And turn to God. Show humility. Not crave for wealth. If you are wealthy and you are sick, what use is it for you?
Yeah.
So, especially our youth. But most of the time, it's not their fault. There's no work. You go to university, some are at home for 3 years without work. So the whole system has to be changed. More job opportunities for the youth. It's because they don't have anything to do that they are engaged in all sorts of violence. But on the other hand, we shouldn't say everything government, everything government. Who is the government? We are part of the government. Government can't do everything. So we individuals should also help. And we shouldn't say it is only the government which is corrupt. No. We ourselves, most of us are corrupt. We used to buy a filter for our pump, water pump, 25 cedis in East Legon. We went to Kolebu, it's 8 cedis.
Dr. William OFORI, BRAKOHIAPA, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Indeed, we are so grateful, and you are a hero.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. I'm grateful for having me.
Thank you. The program has been Legends of Our Time on GBC News and Ghana Television. My guest for today has been Dr. William OFORI, BRAKOHIAPA, Ghana's second radiologist. My name is Gifty Ej. Thanks so much for watching. We'll come your way same time next week, God willing. Until then, bye for now.